Hello everybody and welcome to Written in Blood. My name is John and today I'm going to be doing the TBR tag, and I was tagged by Dane over at Dane Reads, and of course I will leave a link to his channel down in the description. He's got a pretty awesome channel. Alright, so that being said, there are like 13 questions, I think 13 or 14. They're not numbered, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Another thing, and I'm not trying to go for the cuteness factor or anything like that, but if you kind of see a little shadow of something moving down here, well, this is the newest addition to our family, and he is as yet unnamed, and he's been kind of squirming, but he's mostly been sleeping in my lap, so I'm trying to get him to bond with me, so that is what I'm doing. I'm letting him sleep in my lap, and he's doing a pretty good job of it. All right, so that being said, let's go ahead and get the questions underway. Question 1, I believe. How do you keep track of your TBR pile? Basically, when I do a TBR, I don't have a TBR shelf. I usually look over the books that I want to read, and I make a stack of them, and then I make a TBR video. So as far as keeping track, basically the ones that I'm going to read for this month or whichever particular month, I've got a stack of them in my man cave, as my wife calls it. I'm recording from our bedroom tonight, or today, like I did yesterday. So yeah, that's how I keep track. All right, no particular pattern. All right. Is your TBR mostly print or ebook? That just depends on what I have it at any particular time. Like I said, I don't have a set TBR. I do it monthly. If I didn't read a book the month that I said I was going to read it, I usually don't read it. I usually come back to it after a while. But right now, my TBR, I did my TBR video yesterday, and it's all print. So right now it's print, but that could vary. All right. Okay. How do you determine which book from your TBR to read next? That's a pretty good question. Usually what I do, or what I'm doing this time, is I'm reading from the lowest amount of pages to the highest amount of pages. So I believe I'll be reading Scan Lines by Todd Keisling, and that's going to start at 90 pages. And then the last book I'm going to be reading is Dark Choir, and that's like 350, maybe 400 pages. All right, so that's one of the ways I determine. Other ways I do it is let's see, through ritual human sacrifice. That's one way. That's always a fun way. But I've almost been caught a couple of times. Anyway, and I'm just waiting on YouTube to go, we need to investigate this guy, don't we? Anyway, okay. So yeah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's not ritual human sacrifice. I mean, it's human sacrifice, it's not a ritual. Anyway, okay. So yeah, that's it. That's how I determine. It varies, okay? I'm kidding about the sacrifice thing. Don't panic, YouTube. Okay, a book that's been on your TBR list the longest. Well, I guess if you want to say has been on my list, like I said, I don't really do a TBR list. I do it a monthly thing, so I really don't have one that's been on my list the longest. As far as being on my shelf the longest, oh good grief, I've got a bunch of books here that have been on my shelf a long time that I haven't touched. Yeah, really, seriously. And this isn't all of them. I've got some other books over here on my bed because I don't know what to do with them. I don't have any place for them. So I'm kind of having to stack them on this shelf, but I didn't think it would look good. So I took them down, I'll put them back. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's been on my shelf the longest. I have no idea. I'm sure there's something. So, let's see. A book in your TBR strictly because of its beautiful cover. I don't have it in the room with me, but the book that I'm doing for the Halloween-a-thon 2020 is called, Alatu, I believe it's called, The Memoirs of a Succubus. That's got a beautiful cover. Just look it up. I mean, look it up on YouTube. Or tell you what, I'll put it up in the, I'll put up here where you can see it. All right, it's gorgeous. Okay, all right. Let's see, a book on your TBR that you never plan on reading. Well, that's okay. I don't do the TBR thing again. I don't have a TBR shelf. My TBR thing again is monthly. Sorry about that. I hate to keep repeating myself. But if there's a book that I'm probably not going to read that's on my shelf, it's going to be The Terror or Abominable. And the reason I say this, and I know this is an unpopular opinion, and like I said, one of these days I'm going to do an unpopular opinion video just to see what happens. But both those books, I tried reading them, and I'm sorry, but they bored me to tears. All right? I can't get into them. Okay? All right, so those would be the books. Those two books right there that I'm never going to read because I just could not get into them. All right. Let's see. An unpublished book on your TBR that you're excited for. That would have to be the new Stephen King, If It Bleeds. It came out today. I don't have a copy of it yet. I hope to acquire a copy of it soon. But right now I do not have a copy. So If It Bleeds, Stephen King. All right. Let's see. A book on your TBR that basically everyone's read but you. Okay, a book on my TBR. Well, good question. I guess that would be The Terror. A lot of people have read The Terror. Again, I have no interest in reading it. So if everyone's read it but me, no jealousy here. So yeah, that would be my answer, The Terror. And I'm sure there are other books too. I think a lot of people, and this one is also, another one that's also, it's already released, again, like the Stephen King, but Grady Hendrix's The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. That is definitely on my TBR list, and a lot of people have already been talking about this one. So yeah, that's another one. All right. Let's see. A book on your TBR that everyone recommends to you. Everyone recommends to me. I don't really have so much people that recommend one book. I've had people that have, you know what? I don't have an answer for that. Nobody's ever just come up and said, hey, you really need to read this book, and then had about 10 or 15 people, going, hey, you really need to read this book. You really need to read this book. That doesn't happen. Usually I watch people's videos, and if I get a bunch of people that are talking about the same book, again, like the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, or something along the lines of Mindy and Mindy's book journey, she mentioned The Fisherman. I'm very interested in reading that one. So yeah, as far as one that people have mentioned to me, I don't have an answer for that. Okay, so sorry. Let's see, a book on your TBR that you're dying to read. Scan Lines by Todd Keisling. I've read 2 books by Todd Keisling. I've read Devil's Creek, 5 stars. I've read The Final Reconciliation, and I've talked about that book till I'm blue in the face. And I will continue to hype that book because I loved it. I think it's a fantastic book, and it deserves the hype. All right. So yeah, those are his new one, Scan Lines, which is the one I'll be reading when I do my May TBR, the one that's 90 pages. Because I've not been disappointed by anything this guy has written yet. So there you go. And finally, how many books are on your TBR shelf? I've read some of these books, and then I've got some books down here, and I've got books over here. And a lot of them are books I have not read. So I would probably say about 200, maybe 250. I don't know. I mean, right now on my TBR list are 4 for the Halloween-a-thon, and I believe 5 for the for my May TBR. So, yep, that's my answer. That's the best answer I can give you. Okay, I mean, because basically I do the TBR thing a little bit differently than a lot of people. Evidently, people have a set shelf they have for books that are to be read as opposed to books that are already read. But me, I don't do that. My books are alphabetized by author. I keep track of them on Goodreads as to whether I've read them or not. Although some books on Goodreads that it says that I've read them, I don't remember reading them. So sometimes I have to go back and read them again. And then I go, oh, okay, I read this. All right, we're done. Okay, so anyway, yeah, that's it. That's my answers for the TBR tag. I'm not going to tag anybody as usual. If you feel like doing this video, please do this video. I don't know who the originator of the tag is. I don't. I was tagged by Dane at Dane Reads. Again, I will leave a link to his channel down in the description. And that's going to do it for today. And until next time, as I've said before, stay home, stay safe, stay healthy. See you later. Bye.